Okay, so here I am back again. I've done some tweaking and I've moved a couple of images around, and I wanted to show you or demonstrate real quickly how I actually move images around rather than cutting them or dragging them up and down the timeline. This image doesn't quite match up with what Sarah's saying, so I want to hold off and use that hole digging image to illustrate what she's saying a little bit later in the show. So I know that she starts talking about the holes down here at about right about here, about 59 seconds, where this image is right here. So what I want to do is swap these images, kind of a basic swap. Now notice that Premiere Pro has not just one but two and three video timelines. Actually, they have Premiere Pro has up to 99 video tracks there, where you can set, what this allows you to do is set other images or video clips there on a second track. And so what I'm going to do is lift this one up right there. And I know I'm going to drop it right about there. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to lift it up out of the way just by clicking and dragging straight up into that video 2 track. So now they're just kind of creating some space there, that gray space. And so now it makes it really easy for me to come back to this one and say click and drag, and I'm just going to drag it. Now I can also drag it straight down like this and over into place. And I'm going to hold that mouse down the whole time that I do that. I click. And then I'm going to let go, release, and voila, that image is there. I'm going to do the same with the guy who's digging a hole. I'm going to drag him back over here. Now the problem is he's too, this image clearly extends too long, and it would drop right on top of this image and actually cut off a section of this, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to go back and do that. I'm on my pointer here. I'm going to roll over the edge of it and note that I can just click on the edge and shorten it to exactly the length that I want. And notice how it's kind of, when I pull this in, it kind of snaps. And you see that little white arrow there. That snap feature is a really handy feature, and it's because it's called the magnet feature here, or the snap feature, which is turned on because it's highlighted. Now I can also turn that off so I wouldn't have that snap feature. Personally, I really like to use it, so I always leave that on. I think it's defaulted on, but if it's not, if you're not feeling that snap, make sure you go over there and get that so you get that snap, because that allows you to shorten, and Premiere Pro intuitively knows what you're trying to do there. So snap into place, drag, click, drag, drop it right back down in there, and he's now shoveling where he wants to be. And again, what I'll come over here, and while this image is a little short, I will just drag it and snap right into place right there and release. So just a little swap of images there. And I think this slideshow sounds pretty good the way it's all set up. Okay, about 1:40. We all understand good stories. We've all heard them and read them and watched them. So ultimately, you're trying to make yours a good story along the lines of the good stories you've already listened to. Okay? So I'm not gonna have us walk through and listen to the whole 144. You get to do that on your own after this is published and we're done with the tutorial, which, as a matter of fact, we are just about done, except there's one more thing to do, which is export this timeline now, this whole timeline, into a movie format, and so that once we have that movie file, we can upload it to YouTube and show it to the world, or at least show it to our class.